So if you're watching this video, it's highly likely that you are going through a clearing up energy in your life, and that you are waking up to the fact that certain people in your life have not wanted to see you shine. In fact, they have probably wanted the opposite from you. They've been trying to dim your light and keep you in a little box where you have been struggling and dimming your own light just to fit in and just to be accepted. And it's highly likely that you have been surrounded by some highly toxic situations, toxic people. If you are someone that has gone through a lot of trauma in your life, it's highly likely that you've had these patterns of control and abusive type situations in your life where people have wanted to keep you very, very small and dim in your light. And it's highly likely that you are waking up and realizing very clearly who these people are. They may have been removed for you, or it may be that you have decided to cleanly cut the cords and close the door on these types of dynamic in your life. Now, it may be that, or it's very possible that you've chosen these situations so that you can wake up to your true sense of self. Because maybe you've now realized, hang on a minute, I have been exploiting myself by allowing these people and relationships and dynamics in my life to play out for many, many years. And if you're highly sensitive or empathic or really just want to be accepted by other people, then you've probably stayed in these kind of relationships and dynamic situations, unhealthy dynamic situations, for far too long, possibly your whole lifetime. And it's stopped you from shining your light and becoming the fullest expression of who you are. And you need to really listen carefully to this and really let this sink in. You are never, ever gonna fully blossom for as long as you are still in those kind of unhealthy, toxic situations with either narcissistic people or energy vampires or people who just want to take from you and don't want to fully accept your truth or who you are, or don't want to see you becoming the fullest expression of yourself for whatever reasons. Maybe that makes them feel uncomfortable, maybe it evokes, or maybe it just triggers some kind of envy or jealousy in them. Maybe it triggers something where they look at themselves and they don't like what they see, and so they want to keep you in that same kind of vibration as they're in, which is a little bit of self-denial. It could be a control complex that they have where they just don't want to let their control mechanisms down, and knowing that they can't fully control you anymore, that makes them feel uncomfortable, and they may realize that there's something within you that they don't want to see fully expressed. And you can't take that baggage with you. And it could be that you're actually in the same stage that a lot of us are in at the moment, where we have had to cut these people out of our life, or they've been cut out for us. And we could be going through, either we've gone through the purge or we're in that process right now. And if you're in that process right now, or if you've gone through it, then I just want to send words of encouragement out to you that this is happening for your highest good. It's not a punishment, and there's nothing wrong with you. And these people had to be either removed for you. Maybe they've just abandoned you because they actually can't. You're just on a different frequency than they are now. But instead of seeing them as necessarily bad or toxic people, you can shift your mindset and say these people were actually teachers in your life, because they have really helped you to stand your ground on what you're willing to allow and not allow anymore in your life. And they've helped you to create some strong, healthy boundaries in your life. And they've helped you to reflect on where you may have been exploiting yourself, self-sabotaging by just allowing these kind of relationships and patterns to play out in your life. And now you're ready to embrace something new. You're leaving those patterns behind. You may be in either a purging period, like I said, or you may be kind of in what feels like a little bit of a void. And if you're in that space, congratulations, because that is exactly where you need to be in order to allow something new to come in. And it can feel like, well, it may be that you have to grieve some of those things that you're letting go of. It may be that you have to just get your journal out and allow yourself time to process and reflect on what the lessons were within that relationship. Because if you can shift your attention and see every single person in your life as a teacher, then it'll help you break free from what could feel like a victim mentality. Because you're not a victim. You're a powerful creator in your life. And you have the power to create a life that you love. But you can't create a life that you love as long as your light is being dimmed and you're feeling that you have to dim your light just to fit in. And so if you're in that space where it's just like, it just feels like a void, and you've gone through maybe another little dark night of the soul, and you thought, well, I thought I'd already gone through that. I thought I'd already purged for the last 12 years or 10 years or 8 years or however many years. And you thought that you'd already done all of that. Sometimes an arrow needs to be pulled backwards before it can shoot off at its target to exactly where it's meant to be and where you want it to be. So sometimes we need to go back into those old dynamics in order to fully let the lesson be fully experienced, realized, and learned. And that might mean a sip of tea. That might mean that you went back into certain dynamics that you thought you were finished with. And then you got another nasty little surprise, realizing that, hey, these people, there's a lot of passive aggressive comments. There's a lot of making me doubt myself. There's a lot of just, when somebody is trying to dim your light or trying to make you doubt yourself, or trying to overshadow you or overpower you, you'll know. If you're watching this video, you know that that's what you've been experiencing. And now you're in this little bit of a void area of your life. But remember that the Big Bang, or whatever they say, where, you know, everything came from nothing, that probably started from a void, a great nothingness. And out of that, something emerged. And so sometimes we have to just go into that quiet space and that feeling like we're in a void to let in these new experiences, these new people, these new connections that are undoubtedly going to come, because you're clearing that old space and you're releasing that old baggage out of your life and that unhealthy patterns out of your life. And that is you taking back ownership of your life. So you are exactly where you need to be. And yeah, I just wanted to give you some words of encouragement to say, let them go with grace and ease, and realize that there's something much more in alignment and beautiful things on the horizon waiting for you. So I love you all, and see you next